Welcome to CenterVision Leadership Foundation's The Nonprofit Exchange. In today's program, we are joined by James McFadden, the web developer behind the new CenterVision Leadership Foundation community for community builders. I want to welcome you in and thank you for joining us. We're so excited to have you with us to the Nonprofit Exchange Leadership Tools and Strategies. My name's Todd Greer. I'm the Executive Director of CenterVision Leadership Foundation, and as always, we're thrilled to have you in Nonprofit Exchange. In today's program, if you enjoy being with us today, we want to encourage you to join us on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern for #NonprofitChat on Twitter. It'll be an opportunity for us to continue the discussion from today into Thursday, engaging a broader audience. Please come enjoy that opportunity to dig deeper as we ask questions about collaboration in virtual communities. James McFadden, again, is our guest today. He is the man, the myth, the legend behind the website for CenterVision Leadership Foundation. James, we're so thrilled to have you in, so thrilled to have you part of the Nonprofit Exchange. And really, today is an opportunity for you to teach each one of us, including me, how do we use this new site? What are the opportunities for collaboration that are in front of us right now? So, James, before we get into all the fun stuff about the website, the bells and the whistles, the functionality there, who are you and what do you do?
Well, my name's James, obviously. It says there, I said see space at the bottom. I should probably change that right now. But I've been in marketing and advertising for the last 28 years. I've been in web development for about 15. I created my first website in 1991, so what's that? That's 14 years, so thereabouts. And I've just always had an affinity for marketing, for branding, for getting companies exposure. So I started on the internet basically when the internet started. I mean, I was originally on bulletin boards back when we used to talk to colleagues, just like a chat, but it was, you'd wait to see if someone posted and then you would post a reply. So we've really seen the internet come a long way, and for organizations and for businesses to really capitalize on their full potential, having a dynamic web presence and being able to reach people, whether through social media or through providing great tools for people to use, it is really vital for any organization to maintain and leverage and grow their market share.
Sure, and James, we come into this, and here we are, like many nonprofit and religious organizations, we come in and we have a group of people who are their members, they're interested parties, they're people that they share in our mission, they share in our purpose and our values, and they want to bring impact to their communities, and they also want to be engaged by each other. And so I know you and our founder, Hugh Ballou, you guys have known each other for some time. You've worked together in a variety of different environments, and he saw some functionality that you had put together in, as you have it there, seemespace.com.
Right.
And that led to this discussion about how do we take and create a vibrant and dynamic web community, right?
Exactly. I was just talking with a colleague the other day. We're looking at some dynamic changes in how organizations and companies engage in social media and look at their web presence. We've got Twitter, we've got Facebook, we've got Google+. I mean, we've got great tools out there that are being provided pretty much at little or no cost.
Mm-hmm.
And just depending on your level of engagement, I mean, if we had 1,000 people here right now, there would be a need for other resources. So at some point, even those things that are provided for free eventually may incur a cost for these organizations, for the companies. And So when I created CME Space, it was really to provide another organization called CEO Space, a micro-social media site or system where members of that organization could collaborate, could share, could engage in conversations, and promote themselves from a collective portal, if you will. And that's really where we see a lot of this going for corporations, because, for instance, um, we still have an environment where corporations like Coca-Cola and corporations like GM and Dow or whatever they might be are very protective of social media engagement, and they're not encouraging their employees to engage in a social media um, program while at work or through work. And where we see things moving is, for instance, Coca-Cola. Let's say we created a site called Coca-ColaFriends.com. Every employee of Coca-Cola would have a profile on Coca-ColaFriends.com, which would be linked to all of their social media platforms on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. And then Coca-Cola could develop a social media policy and then actually encourage or require their employees to spend an hour a day in that social media kind of activities. But doing it through Coca-ColaFriends.com, that then gives Coca-Cola a major footprint with their employees, with people who like Coca-Cola, and this is kind of how I put it. They're already spending an hour a day or more engaged in that process, whether it's approved or not. On their smartphones off to the side, or whether it's on the computer, or whether it's tweeting or whatever it might be, or texting. So by creating a system or a site like CME Space or CenterVisionLeadership.org, you then open up an opportunity for like-minded individuals, whether it be employees or organizations, that all have a common goal or a common interest, to come together and collaborate and promote one another from a singular profile, a portal, as opposed to randomly, on Twitter and Facebook, and there's no system necessarily. So this really gives us an opportunity to create a system.
James, I think that's really exciting, and you've said a magic word to me multiple times. You've said the word collaboration. And that's one of the biggest things that stands behind our vision within Center Vision Leadership Foundation, the opportunity for us to collaborate. We recognize the nonprofit world is this vast and ever-expanding entity. And we recognize that we have individuals that span such a tremendous sphere of organizational types. Within the 501c realm, we have everything from nonprofit associations to charities. We have religious organizations. We have even entities like the NFL or the VFW. We have entities that span such a wide spectrum. And rather than thinking about everything in the sense of competition, if we can reverse that format and we can think about the idea of collaboration, what can we learn from each other? What can we bring to the table that helps increase the overall pie and helps us to bring greater impact to our communities? Then we can really begin to harness a lot of power, because the power is not just in us as an individual organization, it's in a collective community of people working towards that endpoint.
Oh, no, precisely. In fact, something you just said made me think, a lot of these organizations, a lot of organizations who are looking for this to help them, can spend thousands of dollars to send one or two people to a big conference. And then hopefully they take good notes, and hopefully they bring back some vital information, and hopefully when they have the board meeting, everybody's there. And there's a lot of room to miss out on that engagement process. Not everybody can go from that. Not every board member. I mean, how many organizations out there could literally afford to have every single board member fly to Florida, spend 4 days in a conference, and then come home and really have something to work with and talk about? Usually, a board has enough of a budget to send 1 or 2 people, and again, like I said, and if they're lucky, those people are truly engaged, truly take notes, and bring back some lessons to teach. Typically, it's the people who have the time to go who aren't necessarily the teachers or the ones that are able to articulate or to promote what it is that they learned and then really teach it. So you typically lose a lot.
I think you're harnessing, you're tapping into some things that we're all recognizing in our organizations. There's always a drain that occurs. When we talk about training and development, we're talking about how much are we able to translate what we see in an environment into our organizations. And so what we're attempting to accomplish here, what we are working towards with your help, is to build an online community in which we can continually engage these kinds of topics. What you recognize is we put out some high-level content, whether it's via our magazine, Nonprofit Professional Performance 360 magazine, whether it's through the Nonprofit Exchange Program, which you're watching right now or you're listening to via podcast, our Twitter chat, our blogs, our articles. That's vital. It's vital to who we are that we're able to engage in this learning process. But what we're attempting to do right here, and James has been kind of the mastermind behind this, is we're seeking to take this to the next level. James, if you would you begin to just kind of walk us through the new CenterVisionLeadership.org website, and what are some of the tools that allow us to kind of go to that next level in our collaborative processes here?
Absolutely. Let's see if I can do this quickly here.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'll click on here so I can see what I'm doing. So here we have CenterVision Leadership, and I was, as we were talking earlier, I have a banner that we want to put right here to promote the Nonprofit Performance Professional magazine that you're talking about, and we have some pages on here that we can show that a little bit. Is that coming through okay right now?
Yeah, looks great.
So here you have the homepage, and we're going to kind of walk through this just a little bit as if we're coming here for the first time. I'm just doing a quick refresh here so that we can start seeing the elements moving here. So on the front page, this is Hugh. I'm going to go back. That's Hugh. He's our founder. And
hi again, this is Hugh Ballou, the Transformational Leadership Strategist with my principle number 1.
So what Hugh and what CenterVision Leadership is able to do through this system is to take a lot of these workshops, a lot of these training, the training that's been done in the past, and really make it available to a much larger audience. As we scroll down, you'll see there's it's not showing up here, another video spot here. We've got some of the categories that you're going to find articles and information on, and you're going to be able to become a member. We've got free access, which there's tons of content on here that is provided for free, and you can also become a premium member. Some of the things that we're doing here, and you can see here, is if you were to join and become a member of the site as a contributor or a leader, here are some of the things that you're going to have access to. Group chat sessions. We have a co-site system where your organization can have a blog on cinevisionleadership.org, and where you can promote your organization both through your blog that's attached to Cinevision Leadership, as well as through your member page on the primary site. We're, of course, going to be holding the online hangouts, but more importantly, once we engage in this process at a higher level through contributors and leaders, you're going to be able to participate in private groups, and you're going to be able to contribute content to the site, to the system, and participate in mastermind sessions, and then have access to online workshops as well. And $8 a month for an organization, that's pretty reasonable. And then at the $48 level a month, this could, in a sense, manage your entire board with 2 or 3 members that are at a premium level, and everybody else is at a free level, and then you have your co-site on the system where you have access to time management and project management software. You have access to appointment setting software. You have access to article building and authoring tools, which we'll show here in just a minute. So this kind of just gives you an overview of the front page. We have our blog section, where how many contributors right now are writing posts for the site?
Yeah, right now we have a collection of thought leaders. I would say we're probably talking in the 2 to 3 dozen authors who have contributed content to the site in various fashions. And so what you'll see is a growing list of key thought leaders, folks that have been in previous issues of our magazine, people that you've seen here on the Nonprofit Exchange, as well as other partners that have joined us in this journey. So you'll continue to see a growing list of contributors to the blog roll.
So, as this content goes on the site, and as you, as other organizations start to contribute, we've established a few forums. There are several forums in here that will not show up to the general public. Those are the mastermind groups and the mastermind forums. Those are on your system, if you click on the page to show up, it'll stay on. I was scrolling through a few things while you were talking, but I just realized it wasn't showing up. So we're going to have some dynamic groups and forums that you'll have access to. And then, of course, here's the magazine. This takes us to another site, but through the Nonprofit Professional Performance 360 magazine, you're going to have access to some of the most incredible thought leaders in the nonprofit world and in the corporate world as well, who are very engaged in the nonprofit community.
Hey James, let me just real quick take a moment. If you haven't seen it, go to cinevisionleadership.org, the website that we're on right now. You can go in there and you can sign up for your free copy. Our March issue, I'm telling you, I'm so excited about it. It is a focus on millennials in the nonprofit world. And we have so many wonderful contributors that are joining us. Frances Hesselbein of the Hesselbein Leadership Institute is sharing with us about her journey and what she sees in the millennial leaders that are coming up in our nonprofit organizations. We've got key thought leaders like George Fraser who are coming in to join us. Joan Cole of Why Millennials Matter. Derek Feldman, co-author of the book that's just above my head, Cause for Change. We've got so many of these key leaders that are coming in, and they're sharing with us some deep insight from research and from best practices that we can see about what it means to engage millennials in the nonprofit world. Our June issue coming up, it's got a great deal of content that's being shaped right now, giving for impact. And so lots of key things that are coming up in this website, as James is showing you. You'll have the opportunity to be able to see the digital content for free via our web page here, to be able to share and learn from these key leaders.
Exactly. So I'm going to this page here. It says engage. This is where it says join our next hangout. Let me see what this does if I go over here. So this is showing you the page where people could sign up for this hangout. And then what I want to do is go here to the front of that page. So this is some of the previous hangouts that you've done that members will have access to long term, as opposed to I know you have these weekly hangouts that we want to go and make them public, but then there's going to be a lot of hangouts that are going to be more of the mastermind oriented hangouts, and in order to have access to them, you're going to have to be a contributor or a leader with Synervision Leadership. And the tools that come with that are just phenomenal. As we've been putting this together, it's been really exciting for me to really have a platform where we can bring all of these tools that we've been developing together for the end user. But real quickly here, there's one thing on the system that is really really full of a lot of features and tools, and that is our co-site system. When you join synervisionleadership.org for free, no monthly fees, no obligations whatsoever, you are given a basic co-site blog system on Synervision Leadership. You would come in here and you'd put your username, your email address, of course choose a password, but then here you could type, let's say, VentureCore, which is one of my projects. So venturecore.synervisionleadership.org. We give it a title. We go through this system here and fill out the rest of the information. And again, this is free. You're not going to pay for anything at this point. We do have the system set up right now for an invite code, and one of the reasons we did that is to maintain the integrity of the system, so that as we have other organizations joining, we don't have spammers and sploggers and illicit driven individuals who are trying to come in and sign up and put content on here that might be against the code of conduct that we've established for Synervision Leadership members.
Briefly, let me just jump in here real quick, James. What James is describing, this co-site, this is an opportunity for you to extend the content that you are part of generating. And this is one of the really exciting features here in the community for community builders, because one of the things that we recognize is there are a lot of times that we see great content, but we're not given a forum to be able to interact with it. What this does is this gives our audience an opportunity to interact, to engage, to be able to create their own content that ultimately can become part of the entire community for community builders. You have the opportunity to blog and do some other really exciting things that can help promote not only the work of your organization, obviously, but the work of nonprofit social benefit organizations across the world. So you become an active participant in the change that's going on through this website.
That's right, and one of the other features that we have is what we call a multi-vendor shopping cart. So if you go to the storefront, if you will, of Synervision Leadership Foundation, members who are contributors or leaders also have an opportunity to set up a a shared vendor cart. So if your organization has books or literature or workshops and so forth, they can be promoted and put on CenterVision Leadership as well. And you'll see here we have both free stuff here as well as paid content.
And James, real quickly, as a contributor or a leader in the membership community, you actually get a free print issue of the magazine as it's printed, as it comes out quarterly. So that's an exciting feature that you have there, and I see it right on the website.
Correct. So you can see here we've got several things that are free that you can purchase, if you will, and download. And then this is the magazine subscription. And like you said, if you're joining as a contributor or a leader, that is part of your membership, is access to the magazine. So there's really some very dynamic stuff here. And I'm going to go ahead and log in here under my VentureCore account. So once you join, once you become, now this is a free level that I'm at on with this in particular profile. Actually, no, this is at the leader level. But when you are a free member, you have selections here that you can join monthly, quarterly, annually, and then right now, as we're building this system, I believe the first 100 people, I'm not sure exactly what Hugh has decided yet, but the first 100 that join at CenterVisionLeadership.org will have a lifetime membership. So join once, become one of the key leaders on CenterVisionLeadership.org, and not have a reoccurring payment again. So kind of a founder's program, if you will. I know that's subject to change, and I'm not. Again, that might only be 50 people. I have. I can't remember what Hugh had, or what Hugh had asked that I put that out. I can check that here shortly. And just to give you an idea, this should come up. All right. Okay, so here is once you're at the leader, the contributor leader level, you have access not only to a physical magazine, but you have access to view it here as well. And I think this will pop up, and you can see what an issue of the magazine looks like. This is a professional, very high-end magazine full of thought leaders. Aaron Young, who runs one of the largest corporate filing companies in the state of Nevada, is one of the contributors here. Everett Worthington Jr. We've got Bob Fox. There's a lot of great content, great articles, great material that your organization, your board has access to here. This is rich content. This isn't what's the word I used to use?
It's 12:30.
Sorry about that.
It is that in Mountain Standard Time.
We call it advertorial. This is not an advertorial type magazine. This is genuine, rich, educated, high-profile content. So
And James, that's one of the keys that we really want to focus on here. What we're talking about is, if you were, as a leader in the social benefit world, if you were to try to look for this stuff across the internet, this would take you countless hours a week. And what we're trying to accomplish for you is we're trying to bring this in one single location so that you can find thought leadership on leadership development, board engagement, membership engagement, funds attraction, strategy, organizational culture. You can find information about values, millennials. You can find all of this information on one website that allows you to still be able to engage, to contribute, to be collaborative in part of this entity. And that's the exciting thing about this. You know, the reality is we haven't found a place like this. You know, Facebook allows you to do a lot of different stuff. LinkedIn allows you to do a lot of different stuff. But this is a place that's dynamic, and it brings together for the principal purpose of growing nonprofit social benefit organizations. It's an opportunity to learn from thought leaders in a place. It would take you a long time to buy all these books. It costs you a lot of money to buy all these books to try to bring these people together. But these are contributors who are joining us because they believe in this journey. And you'll continue to see amazing high-level leaders who are contributing content to the site.
Absolutely. So here is our Meet the Team page, basically some of the primary individuals behind CenterVision Leadership as a core organization and system. You can see Hugh, Todd, who we are pleased to be with. I'm pleased to be with. Linda, Sandy, and of course myself. And of course I wrote just another guy who's doing some stuff.
One of the exciting things there too, James, and you'll notice that when I stop talking, at the top right of the web portal that James is in right now, what you'll be able to see is all of the different channels that you can connect with us on as well. We know that for some people, they like to continue the conversation via Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, and we want to encourage that too. You want to be able to see the kind of video content that we put together through our YouTube channel. We want to be able to continue those kinds of conversations, and we want to make it easy for you to be able to engage with us. And so you'll notice that content up at the top. You can click on that, centervisionleadership.org, and you can be able to find out how do you communicate with us and whatever channel works best for you.
Absolutely. One of the things I'll share real quickly here, if you go under the CenterVision community pages, link at the very top, we have a members page, activity, that's conversations that are happening on CenterVision, some of the groups that are on CenterVision, and the community sites. This is where if you've established or set up a co-site and someone comes to CenterVision Leadership and they go to this community sites section, they're going to see all of the different organizations and all of the different communities who have set up a co-site on here. So we have right now, as we are just in this soft launch, we have of course the primary site, CenterVision Leadership. We've got CenterVision Hangouts, which is a separate it's a co-site that we have other content, information, conversations on. VentureCore is, like I said, this is one of my other companies, so we've set up a co-site on here. We have CenterVision Workshops, so that's a separate co-site with more content, more products, more tools that are available for the organizations that are part of CenterVision Leadership. And of course, here's Todd with Adaptive Organizations. Can you tell me a little bit about that? I don't think I've even asked you about that. Is that
Sure. So, like all things, one of the things that you'll recognize with the team that makes up CenterVision Leadership Foundation, we're all very active in harnessing our tools and using them to bring impact. Adaptive Organizations, for me, is an opportunity for me to do coaching and on-site work with individuals. And this is something that has kind of been behind the scenes throughout the CenterVision Leadership process. But it's an opportunity for me to work with organizations that want to collaborate better. They want to be able to engage better. They want to deepen their leadership work. And so this is just a side project for me. And so we're working through these kinds of tools. But as James talked about, this is the active co-site community that you can work through. So you got a project that you want to work on. You don't want to have to go out and build this whole big infrastructure for your own website. It's an opportunity for you to be able to do that, even domain mapping, so that your URL is clean right to what you want it to be. You know, there's so many tools here, and I know we're really coming into that wrap-up time for our program. What you'll see is dynamic content. It's educational, it's engaging. There's something that's collaborative about it. There's always new content that's going to be happening. We're just so excited about it. You can kind of hear it in my voice probably right now. I'm thrilled about the changes that are happening here. I'm thrilled for the opportunity to connect, to engage, to go deeper. At CenterVision Leadership Foundation, the status quo we recognize as something that's holding back social benefit organizations. We've got to think creatively. We've got to think and be willing to innovate as we prepare for the future that's ahead of us, because money is in short sight. Leadership, we sometimes are scared about those kinds of things. But when we adapt our thinking and we learn to collaborate at deeper levels, what we'll see is greater impact in each of our organizations, as opposed to just some of the big old ones that have been along for a long time. So yeah, this is a great opportunity. What I would encourage you to do, real quickly, go to the website, play around with it, shoot us an email. You'll see that opportunity in the top link that you can ask us questions. And there's also a site support. A site support, which you'll notice is an opportunity to be able to just have a chat with the site support. You got a question? Ask it. Okay, that's an opportunity for us to dig deeper. We promised this, James, and I don't want to leave before we do this. What we're going to be offering right now is a coupon code. All right, this is a coupon code. Typically, at the contributor level, it's $8 a month. Okay, through this coupon code SV-Friends-5, you can get the $8 a month contributor level membership for only $5. SV-Friends-5. That's a special coupon for you as our listener, as somebody who's been part of the CenterVision Leadership Foundation community for some time. Also, we have a special coupon for an annual fee. Instead of paying the annual my brain just blanked, of 80, I believe it's SV-Friends-annual. It allows you to take $33 off of that fee, okay? So you're talking about savings. You're talking about getting all of the access that we're talking about here, being able to participate as a contributor in this, being able to receive the magazines. You'll find the whole rundown of what you get as a contributor to the website. But this is a special gift from us to you that you can be able to come in now during our soft launch of the website and be able to come in at that lower reduced rate because you're a friend of the program. So take that time, make sure you write it down, SV-Friends-5 or SV-Friends-annual. Those are coupon codes that are specific to you, our friends of the program. Want to encourage you to take a look at that. Make sure you get in there, join the community, centervisionleadership.org/register. It's an opportunity. You'll be able to see all the content that's available. Get in, whether it's at the free level or it's at one of our higher levels, the contributor or leaders. It's a great opportunity for you to dig deep, to find the content that moves you as a leader in the social benefit world. Want to remind everybody as we wrap up here, join us on Thursday, #nonprofitchat. Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's a great opportunity to dig deeper. And we're going to be asking questions about what does it look like for us to communicate, to collaborate, to find community in a virtual world. And so that's an opportunity for us to dig deeper. James is going to be joining us for that chat. If you have specific questions about the site and you want to dig into those, find us, Twitter, #nonprofitchat. As always, you can find the Nonprofit Exchange, hangouts.centervisionleadership.org. That's the site you can go in. As James showed us already, you can explore some of our archives. You can find some of the previous events that we've held with thought leaders like Ev Worthington, Nate Turner, Amanda Babine, and many more that have joined us for the program. thank you so much. I'm going to step back here. James, thank you for joining us. James has put in a great deal of time and energy to this. It's been a passion project for him. And folks, let me tell you, if you have questions, if you're working to build your community in a virtual environment, James McFadden is a great developer. He's here. You can test our site, check it out, ask questions of him. James, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the easiest way to do that?
Support@venturecore.org.
Okay, again, that's support@venturecore.org. Take a look, send them an email, learn more about what's happening and about how you can grow your online, your virtual community. You can build it in such a way that collaboration can take place. I want to thank you again for joining us for the Nonprofit Exchange. Appreciate you being here for today's program. A new welcome into our community for community builders. I'm Todd Greer, Executive Director of Center Vision Leadership Foundation, and want to thank you for joining us. Have a great day.